The mask is off. The mystery is solved. After weeks of speculation, theories, and absolute chaos on Friday night's Smackdown, the mystery man who's been terrorizing the roster has finally been unmasked, and you are not going to believe who it is. Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare has been playing the ultimate mind game, and the WWE Universe is in complete shock. What is up, Suplex Rumble family? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the most explosive moments, the deepest analysis, and the most passionate wrestling coverage on YouTube. I'm your host, and today we're diving into what might be the biggest reveal in WWE this year. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button right now because we're your one-stop destination for everything WWE, AEW, and the entire wrestling world. And for my returning Rumble crew, you know the drill: smash that like button, drop a comment, and let's get into this insanity together. Before we start, let me ask you, did you predict this? Did anyone see this coming? Because I've got to be honest, this revelation has completely blown my mind. Alright, for anyone who's been living under a rock or maybe just started watching Smackdown recently, let me catch you up on this wild storyline that's been unfolding over the past several weeks. It started about 6 weeks ago on Friday Night Smackdown. The show was in full swing, matches were happening, superstars were cutting promos, everything seemed normal. Then, during a mid-card match, the lights flickered, the Titantron went to static, and suddenly, a figure appeared at the top of the ramp. This person was wearing an all-black outfit, tactical gear, combat boots, gloves, and most importantly, a sleek black mask that completely concealed their identity. No entrance music, no pyro, just an eerie, powerful presence that immediately had everyone asking the same question: who is that? The mystery man didn't speak, didn't attack anyone that first night, just stood there, watching, observing, studying the roster like a predator stalking prey. Then, just as mysteriously as they appeared, they vanished backstage. The announcers were baffled. The wrestlers were confused. The WWE Universe was obsessed. Over the following weeks, the appearances became more frequent and more aggressive. The mystery man would show up during crucial moments, costing superstars matches, interrupting important promos, creating absolute havoc on SmackDown. But here's what made it so frustrating and so compelling: they never spoke. Never gave us a single clue about their identity or their motivations. The attacks were calculated, strategic. This wasn't mindless destruction. Every move seemed purposeful, like there was a bigger plan at work. The mystery man would target specific wrestlers, interfere in particular matches, and always seemed to be one step ahead of security. WWE officials tried everything to unmask this person. Security attempted to apprehend them. Superstars tried to corner them. General Manager Nick Aldis, doing an incredible job by the way, set traps and made matches designed to expose the mystery man's identity. But every single time, this person was too smart, too quick, and too calculated to be caught. The speculation was insane. Social media was flooded with theories. Was it a returning legend? A disgruntled former champion? Someone from NXT moving up? An international star making their debut? The wrestling community became detectives, analyzing every movement, every attack pattern, trying to figure out who could possibly be behind that mask. Some fans thought it was a debuting star from another promotion. Others speculated it might be someone who'd been away from WWE recovering from injury. The theories ranged from realistic to absolutely wild, and WWE did an amazing job keeping the secret locked down tight. No leaks, no spoilers, just pure, beautiful mystery. Last night's SmackDown was advertised as the night we'd finally get answers. Nick Aldis made a huge announcement earlier in the week. He'd scheduled a special segment where the mystery man would be forced to reveal their identity, or face indefinite suspension from WWE. High stakes. The entire wrestling world was tuning in. The show opened with intense energy. You could feel the anticipation from the crowd. Every time the lights flickered, every time there was the slightest technical issue, the arena would pop thinking the mystery man was about to appear. That's how invested everyone was. Throughout the night, different superstars gave their opinions on who they thought the mystery man might be. Some were afraid. Some were angry. Others saw it as an opportunity to make a name for themselves by being the one to finally unmask and defeat this mysterious figure. The storytelling was phenomenal. Then, about halfway through the show, Nick Aldis came to the ring looking serious. He had security positioned all around ringside. The entrances were blocked. It was clear there was no escape tonight. The mystery man had to reveal themselves. Aldis grabbed the microphone and his promo was perfect. He talked about the chaos this person has caused, the matches ruined, the superstars injured, the disrespect to Friday Night Smackdown. He said enough was enough, and tonight, in front of the entire WWE Universe, the mask was coming off whether this person liked it or not. The tension in the arena was electric. Fans were on the edge of their seats. You could hear a pin drop. And then, the lights went out completely. The arena went dark. When the lights came back on, there he was, the mystery man, standing in the center of the ring. The crowd erupted. Security immediately surrounded the ring, but Aldis waved them off. He wanted this moment to play out. He wanted the truth, and he wanted it now. The mystery man and Nick Aldis stood face to face. Aldis demanded answers. The crowd was chanting, "Take it off! Take it off!" The atmosphere was absolutely incredible. This is why we love professional wrestling, folks. The drama, the anticipation, the storytelling. Nick Aldis reaches for the mask. The mystery man steps back. Aldis gets more aggressive, more demanding. The crowd is at a fever pitch. And then, the mystery man does something nobody expected. He reaches up, and slowly begins to remove the mask himself. The arena is deafening. Everyone is standing. Phones are out. This is a moment people will talk about for years. The mask comes off and it's Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. The place absolutely loses it. The reaction is a mix of shock, confusion, excitement, and complete disbelief. Cody Rhodes, the man who finished his story, who conquered the mountain, who's been one of the top babyfaces in WWE, has been the mystery man all along. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Cody doesn't have his usual confident smile. He doesn't do his signature poses. His expression is cold, calculated, almost different. This isn't the Cody Rhodes we've come to know. This is something darker. Something we haven't seen before. Cody grabs the microphone from a stunned Nick Aldis. The crowd doesn't know whether to cheer or boo. There's genuine confusion mixed with fascination. And when Cody speaks, his voice is different. More intense. More serious. He says, "You wanted to know who I am? You wanted to know why? Let me tell you something about finishing your story. Sometimes, when you reach the top, when you accomplish everything you set out to do, you realize the story isn't finished at all. It's just beginning." The crowd is hanging on every word. This is masterclass promo work. Cody continues, "I spent years fighting to get here. Fighting to prove myself. Fighting to finish my story. And I did it. I became the champion. I main event WrestleMania. I gave everything to this company and to you. But what happens when you finish your story? What happens when you've accomplished your dreams? You realize, nobody cares anymore. The chase is what mattered. The struggle is what mattered. Once you reach the top, everyone wants to see you fall. The dynamic in the arena is shifting. Some fans are starting to understand. Others are shaking their heads. This is complex character work. So I asked myself, what next? How do I stay relevant? How do I stay important? And the answer was simple. Evolution. The American Nightmare had to evolve. I had to remind every single person in that locker room, every fan around the world, and every executive in this company that Cody Rhodes doesn't just finish stories. Cody Rhodes writes them. And this new chapter? It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be brutal. And it's going to remind everyone why I'm not just a wrestler. I'm a revolution. The crowd is split. Half are booing. Half are still processing. This is incredible television. Cody drops the microphone, stares directly into the hard camera with those piercing eyes, and raises his arms in his signature pose, but this time it feels menacing rather than triumphant. The commentary team is losing their minds trying to process what they've just witnessed. Smackdown goes off the air with that image of Cody Rhodes unmasked, unapologetic, and transformed. Okay, let's break this down because there is so much to unpack here, and this revelation has massive implications for WWE moving forward. First, the psychology behind the character evolution. This is genius storytelling. Think about Cody's journey over the past few years. He came back to WWE with one mission: finish his story, win the championship his father never could. He did that. He accomplished the impossible. But what's a fascinating psychological truth about achievement is that sometimes reaching your goal creates an identity crisis. Who are you when you've accomplished everything you set out to do? WWE is exploring that in the most compelling way possible. Cody reached the mountaintop and realized the chase was more fulfilling than the achievement. That's real. That's human. And now he's channeling that into becoming something darker, something more complex than the pure babyface we've known. Second, the Mystery Man attacks make sense now. If we go back and look at who Cody targeted during his Mystery Man phase, it all adds up. He went after rising stars who were getting opportunities. He interfered in matches involving fan favorites. He was essentially saying, you haven't earned this. You haven't suffered like I suffered. Every attack had purpose. This isn't a heel turn for the sake of a heel turn. This is a character evolution driven by legitimate frustration and a twisted sense of gatekeeping. Cody believes he's the standard, and everyone else needs to prove they belong in his company. Third, what this means for SmackDown: the entire landscape just shifted. Cody Rhodes as this calculating, methodical force changes everything. Who challenges him? Who can match his intensity? Do former allies try to bring back the old Cody? Does this create new rivalries with people who respected him? There are so many potential storylines here.